September 11 has been a tragedy that we will never forget. We have been all impacted by that day. Americans of the Muslim faith were doubly pained because of the attacks. Secondly, because of the scapegoating and finger pointing that followed. And that stayed with us until now. From the hate crimes, the backlash in terms of discrimination, threats against Muslims or those who appear to be Muslims. As an organization, CAIR documented about 1,700 cases in the aftermath of September 11th. One of the first victims of the backlash was a Sikh man in Arizona. He was killed because he appeared to look like a Muslim with a turban and a beard. The haters and the bigots who took their anger against innocent people did not differentiate or could not differentiate who's who. Everyone who was dark-skinned, who appeared to be Muslim or looked like a Muslim, was a fair game for them.
Following the events of 9/11, Congress passed without review the U.S. Patriot Act, which expanded the surveillance state. The NSA to this day is collecting the communications of millions of Americans and persons abroad. We also now have, through the Bush administration, the watch list, which has unconstitutionally stripped American Muslims of their due process, placing them on a list that they cannot challenge, but CAIR challenges today in the courts. We have a number of policies that continue to impact Muslims where they're unsure if their houses of worship, their student groups are being spied upon by the government.
But the legacy of 9/11 also reminded all of us that we have to stand up for what's right, to defend our rights and the rights of all Americans. When American Muslims became more engaged in civic life and started to push back against bigotry against Muslims, against bigotry against African Americans, Mexicans, Latinos, migrant families. When we all started to engage the wider issues beyond our own immediate issues as Muslims, we started to engage the mainstream issues that impact all Americans. And then we started to feel the support, the sense of coalition, and politicians started to listen to us and to other Americans. Additionally, we did not allow Islamophobia to define who we are. We refused to allow Islamophobia and what happened to us since 9/11 to define our narrative. We have been pushing hard, and we decided to define ourselves by ourselves. And we have been building the community by encouraging young people to pursue the fields of journalism, law, humanities, history, political science, filmmaking, because we want Muslims to frame the issue themselves. We want them to tell their own stories and also to tell the story of who American Muslims are. I'm proud of our community. For the past 27 years, they have trusted CAIR to defend their rights and to protect their interests and to speak for them and to amplify their voices and to stand by them and for them in times of need and to empower them and to help their young Muslims to feel proud and to protect Muslim families, Muslim businesses, Islamic community centers. And they entrusted us to train them, not only in public relations, but in leadership development, in conducting research, in being with them. That is a phenomenal progress that we have achieved. And we have been urging our community to not give up, to continue to push hard and forward, to become more civically engaged, to register to vote and vote, to run for public office and support candidates who support us and hold them accountable Your voice matters, and your vote matters, and your dollar and time and volunteerism matter to shape the future that we would like to have. Building coalitions and standing with others is part of our faith. Speaking truth to power is part of our faith. Standing up for the underprivileged and for the marginalized is part of our faith. To be courageous is part of our faith. Today, as we look back, we have seen that the price of being silent is so great, and the price of speaking truth to power is worth it. So keep pushing forward. Thank you for entrusting CAIR.
For the past 27 years, CAIR has endeavored to ensure that American Muslims are empowered, that they know their rights in the schools, the workplace, and how they engage with elected officials. We're also making sure that Muslim voters are being heard, turning them out into the elections, and inspiring candidates to run for office. So not only do that, they defend the rights of American Muslims, but all Americans.
Thank you for allowing CAIR to work for you, for your families, and for your children.